Good evening, everybody. This is Luke the Vacuum Saver tuning back with you for another video. It's your man, the myth, the legend, Luke the Vacuum Saver. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize about a slightly misleading YouTube short. First of all, I thought I was going to have a video up by Monday morning, but it's Sunday at 11 something at night, and I apologize about that, but hey, new videos are coming, so actually not one, but two, so I hope you guys are really looking forward to that as much as I am, and yeah, let's go ahead and welcome to the Patriotic edition of Vacuum Saved. Oh my goodness sakes, ladies and gentlemen. Two old hoovers. Now, remember, on my one short where I said another hoover, with a surprise unit, well, on your right hand side is the surprise unit, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a runabout. Oh boy. Oh boy, just like Roy Robinson suggested. Oh my goodness sakes. I can't wait to show this video to you guys. So, welcome to the Patriotic edition of Vacuum Saved. And they are patriotic because they are strips of red, white, and blue on these vacuums. America's colors. So, and if this is your first video with me, my name is Luke. And I say vacuum cleaners for people. And I clean them all out. And I donate them to stores that then give them back to all of you lovely people that not only may potentially watch my videos, but, excuse me, and then to other people in need. And I also do sell them for pretty good prices sometimes, but very seldom do I do that. My payment is knowing that this is going to one of God's people, and it's in really good condition. I don't believe that I need to be selling these for way higher priced than and what they're actually worth than the store does for an even better price. So, what do you say we go ahead and give you a rundown of today's competitors? And I also have another video coming after this one starring a commercial vacuum. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. We all love commercial vacuums, but let's take a moment and appreciate the ones that have showed up here for you this fine, lovely Monday morning. So, here we go. Now, I said Monday morning because it'll be Monday morning by the time you guys see these. But any hoozles, this is a Hoover convertible with high filtration system. This is a Hoover convertible with high filtration system. Take a look at this beautiful blue color. I absolutely love this shade of blue. And there are many shades of blue out there. Oh, there's a better view for you. So, please ignore my chainsaw. I'm a garage. I'm only a kid. I may be legally 21, but I still live at home. So, this is not on my own living room rug quite yet. Like some future episodes way later in life might be. So, but that is your Hoover convertible on the left-hand side. Now on the right-hand side, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts and get ready for a wonderful takeoff because here we have a Hoover runabout on the right-hand side. I repeat, a Hoover runabout on the right-hand side. My goodness sakes, ladies and gentlemen, how beautiful these two turned out. I really like this maroon color. And also, one more update on YouTube Shorts. I posted them to make sure that people could comment on them. So, if you want to comment and tell me what a good job I did on saving my vacuums, or what do you think of them, just go ahead and start commenting on them. I'd greatly appreciate it, and I'm sure the channel would too. So, thank you and God bless for that. I appreciate all the support that you guys give my channel and give to me as a vacuum saver. It really helps my heart, and doing vacuums for people in need also helps my heart. So it's a win-win in both ways. So which one of these beauties do you want to start story time with today, ladies and gentlemen? Please refer to other videos if you do not know the layout. Because we just got to get right into the fun because we're just in such a good mood right now that... But, okay, anyway, real quick, if this is your first video, what you just saw was the introduction. Now, it's story time, which I'll bring out the vacuum run to about here, talk a little bit about it, and then we're going to run them back to here, plug them in, fire them up, run them on each section of the rug here, and we'll see how they do. So, which one do you want to start with today, ladies and gentlemen? Do we want to start on the left with the hoover, or do we want to start on the right with the other hoover? Maroon or blue, maroon or blue, maroon or blue, maroon or blue. Pick your poison. Okay, I like that choice. I like that choice. Starting off on the right foot. New week, new you, right? Okay, I agree with that. Let's do it. Okay. So, hello, my friends, my people, my family. This is Luke the Vacuum Saver. How's it going, everybody? This is my Hoover runabout. And, a lot of you may remember a while back ago, I had a Hoover Encore Supreme in green that looked almost exactly like this, but had the only difference between that Encore Supreme and this runabout is this handle right here. The handle was tan and had some lines on it for squares for like really nice, comfortable grip if you were going to be using it for a long time. And please ignore my strong forearm, but I'm just showing you where the squares would have been on the vacuum. But that's the only difference between these two, and the color. But the Encore Supreme and this do have the zipper down bag. Now, it looks like somebody was from the hillbilly country style and actually put a ring where the bag zipper used to be, and that's actually really smart. I really like that idea, and that's clever. And also, big new announcement, ladies and gentlemen, we have another vacuum in. I am very excited to report that another vacuum has been brought back to life, and now I'm waiting for a competitor with it, and a new video coming soon. Ladies and gentlemen, boy, do I love you. The boy looks out for you. So, let's talk about this runabout. So, I picked this guy up a few weeks ago. Actually, where did I get this one? Oh, Habitat for Humanity, I picked this one up at. They said, we have this old little vacuum in the back, and nobody is really wanting to take it home. And then I'm like, okay, show me. And then here... it's a Hoover runabout. And I'm like, why is nobody wanting to take this home? This is one of America's classic vacuums, but Dan Klein, you're going to agree with me on this one, but there is no vacuum that screams classic vacuum like this Hoover Wind Tunnel Supreme. We've seen that in a previous video, ladies and gentlemen, but I also agree with a statement that if you said a Hoover Runabout or a Hoover Encore Supreme was a classic vacuum, I'd have to give you the cake too. So, yeah, I'm very excited about this. It was filled with dirt to the max because nobody uses bags in these vacuums. Ladies and gentlemen, please start using a bag in your vacuum, in the right bag, because if you use the wrong bag, what happens is what you got with the Hoover Wind Tunnel Supreme. Right here. What happened, ladies and gentlemen, is it was the wrong bag, and there was a caking of black and brown dust all over the vacuum door inside, because the vacuum had an improper seal. Here, one second, I'll show you guys. So if you press down here, and I'll show you what happened, alright? So this takes a Hoover Type Y bag. Oh, well, I'll get it later. But if this takes a Type Y Hoover bag, please go get it a Type Y Hoover bag. Please don't go buy Dirt Devil, Bissell, this, that. Hoover Y, okay? So, this takes a Hoover Y bag, and what happens is when you decide to put a Kenmore bag in it, okay? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they had a Kenmore bag about half the size of the vacuum down. So, yeah, it was quite frustrating, and it had an improper seal and got black and brown dust all over the door, just as I explained. Exact same situation with this one, and I was not happy about it, but we'll hear about that one in a little bit. That was over the top, and you can check out the shorts too. So, yeah. But this was the surprise machine that I did not feature on purpose, just to get your brains playing a little bit for what machine it was going to be. So I'm very, very, very happy to finally drop the reveal to you that it's a Hoover Runabout. So, yeah, and why do I like this vacuum so much? Because my mom had one almost exactly identical to this one. And boy, is it lightweight. It's very good for a college student in need. Um, yeah, very, very, very nice. And, yeah, so check out YouTube Shorts and see what these vacuums have been through. I've uploaded numerous videos now from Shorts of my most recent flips and saves. So if you want that, just go ahead and look that up, and there you'll be able to access all my videos. So, yeah, and please go ahead and show some of the longer videos some love as well. I'd greatly appreciate that. Please and thank you in advance, and I love you all. So, yeah, this is the Hoover Runabout, and now that it's got a fresh bag and a brand new belt on it, she is ready to run for today's test. Now, I must warn you, ladies and gentlemen, that these vacuums, because they're a bit older, are loud. But, you know what matters is they've been saved by one of God's most precious people, myself. And, nobody really takes the time to clean out their vacuums like they should now. And, it's quite frustrating for us savers. But, here is the motor intake, and just take a look at how nice that turned out for you today. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, here is the only thing that I do not like about the Runabout, or the other vacuum for that matter. The only thing I do not appreciate on these Hoover Elites is this right here, okay? This brush roll down here is not accessible from the bottom, okay? So what you gotta do is you gotta take this rubber base plate off right here, okay? Then what you gotta do is then you gotta come around here and take this base plate off, and then you gotta squeeze a screwdriver right here and right here on the vacuum, okay? And then you gotta pick this little plastic motor head up and off, and it will eventually pop right out of the vacuum. So, that's a little bit of a problem. That's the only thing I do not like about this convertible and this Runabout. But other than that, because of their epitome of being classy vacuums, and just everything overall about these vacuums is pretty much phenomenal, and everybody will agree with me on this, that these are fantastic vacuums. And they tend to outlast their newer companions by a landslide. So let's go ahead and put him back in his position here. And let's go ahead and bring out the blue baby. Oh boy, is he looking handsome today. Oh my goodness sakes, ladies and gentlemen. Luke the Vacuum Saver here with you. The Patriotic edition of Vacuum Saved. This is part 2. Well, hello everybody. This is my Hoover convertible. Now, it is on the exact same body as a Runabout or Encore Supreme, you may notice. But it is a convertible because it, on a normal vacuum that it actually has a hose, it can actually turn into an above-the-floor vacuum. So, Hoover, essentially, and my other one has it too over there, but, if you really think these vacuums were way ahead of their time, and trying to give the idea that Shark and Dyson and Hoover and Bissell are now copying, they tried to do that years ago, and they really hit it. Now, here's the thing about what I was talking about, the ramble on with the Hoover wind tunnel there, about the wrong bags or no bags at all. Okay, if you check out my shorts, this one was probably, I don't know what song I put with this one, but it was really sad. Oh, wait, I'm Coming Home by Skylar Grey. There we go. So, anyhow, what happened is there was a moldy bag in here, okay? A moldy, wet bag was in this vacuum. Now I'll take a look. The perfect vacuum bag. Hoover, why? Look at how beautiful this inside turned out for you guys. This was completely filled with dust and everything else that you could imagine in the book. But you know what? God's people are worth every second of my cleaning time. So I'm very, very, very blessed and happy that I got to do a vacuum like this. And at the time that I got this convertible, which was much, much earlier than the runabout right there, I was very grateful and was almost in tears of joy and gratitude that I finally have another Hoover like this. And that's why I mentioned that short, another Hoover. So, and then little did I know that I was going to donate 5 vacuums the other day, go to Habitat for Humanity, and this shows up in my house now. So, I'm very, very grateful. Now, this one, ladies and gentlemen, has a very, very loud motor. And I very apologize about that, and it's very sad what this vacuum went through to be saved today. But look at how beautiful she be shining in the light right here, ladies and gentlemen. And oh my goodness sakes, just like on the runabout, look at how beautiful this air filter motor cover came clean. And keep in mind, guys, that this vacuum can be pretty difficult to clean. And just like the runabout, you got to do the same thing on the vacuum back here. It does not come off from the bottom. I wish it did, but it does not. You can't have everything in life. But, so what you got to do is you got to squeeze a screwdriver right here, a flathead, please, okay? A smaller flathead screwdriver. I think I have one laying around somewhere. Oh, here it is. Just one second, folks. So anyhow, you got to stick a small screwdriver, one about this size right here, okay? Please ignore the miles that this screwdriver has on it because I've been saving way too many vacuums for God's people recently. Like a concerning amount to make your head spin. But, okay, so what you gotta do is you gotta squeeze this screwdriver right in, see? Right about this size, it pops right in. Then push up and around the vacuum once you take this base plate off, okay? And then, of course, this one doesn't have it, but you gotta take off the adjustment knob, just like the runabout has there. Lift it off and it'll look something like that. And then you just slowly, with the handle reclined, which is right here, lay the vacuum on its back, and then you just slowly pick up this blue shell right here, and you can access your belt and change your brush roll, whatnot. So, and you just got a little tutorial from one of the best on how to maintain a vacuum like this. So if you have one, and you got to do that, I would highly recommend that you do, and your vacuum will thank you later. So, yeah. Now, let's check out the brush roll, actually, ladies and gentlemen, because this was sickening down here, okay? 1 second. Let me get him on the ground here. No, I absolutely love this vacuum. Take a look at that. That is how clean I got the bottom of this thing. Now, let's rotate him this way a little bit. Make his brush roll spin happy and freely. Look at that. He's happy. A clean vacuum is a happy vacuum, ladies and gentlemen. So, that is the Hoover convertible for you. Now, it's sad because I don't know if this one was sitting out in weather or what before I picked it up. But, yeah, I can't remember where I picked it up from. That's how many vacuums I've been doing recently. But yeah, this one was one of the worst that I've had in a while. And check out the video, another Hoover Shorts, on my channel. I listened. You guys requested. So I'm very happy that I could finally pull that off for you. So I hope everything has been going great for you guys. And it's certainly been going great here. Because we're saving vacuums for God's people. And here I am doing it 341 vacuums later. So, yeah, 341 total machines have been saved ever since I've been 11. And I've been doing this for 10 years now. So I'm 21 years old legally now, so I'm very excited about that. And my fiery passion for vacuums has not stopped, and I don't think it ever will. But you know what? We need more people that can do stuff like this. I have a crown gem that I just got in the drawer that I don't think is going to go anywhere. So, I'm very excited about that. Yeah, so this is my Hoover convertible right here, and I gotta say, it is much louder because of all the pain it's been through in the past with a motor and stuff. But I'm just eternally grateful that I have this one. So, yeah, it sounds a little bit bad, but you know what? It's still worth a run on the carpet. So, yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this part of the video so far, and that is story time. And you know what? I think it's time that we actually keep our mouth shut for a couple minutes and let these vacuums tell their own story of success as they run on the carpet here for test time. Oh boy, a high school teacher's favorite word, test. Oh boy. Well, guess what? At least I'm not a high school teacher, but a vacuum saver. So we're going to test how good these vacuums really are after my complete restoration care. So let's do it. Just like Nike suggests, let's do it. Alright. That's enough cord to get us up and down the carpet a couple times. Now keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, be very careful when you're plugging a vacuum in like this. Make sure it is in the off position, and on this vacuum right here, the off is down and up is on, and the exact same way with this one. So our vacuum is off, so let's plug them in. Here we go. Alright, just shut off my air compressor to not blow a fuse. We're good. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Power's on. We are go for launch. Oh boy. I'm very, very excited to show you this vacuum, ladies and gentlemen. And oh, my beautiful blue baby's shining there. My green Hoover convertible. You saw that in the commercial edition of Vacuum Save featuring a Salmon Eureka ESP. Hey Dan, if you haven't watched that video yet, I highly suggest you do. It's a hot one. So, alright ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for a little test fire of this one? Okay, let's fire them up in 3, 2, 1. One more. Okay. Can you not get enough of that sound that you want to test? All right. Just 1 second here, folks. Look at those beautiful carpet lines. Now, ladies and gentlemen, right before we go on to the Hoover Convertibles test, I'd like to answer a question that I get asked out in public and by people online all the time. How long does it take you to fix a vacuum from start to finish? So if I get a vacuum in as crappy as one of these, it'll take me about 8 to 10 hours to completely refurbish it from start to finish. And yeah, and that's with all the correct cleaning equipment and everything. Before I had a little bit of upgrades with cleaning equipment, it was taking me up to 10 to 12 hours. And now I've got it down to 8 to 10, but that's still a lot of time to restore a completely trashed vacuum. But you know what? It's for God's people, so I am more than happy to do it. But it's getting a little bit old with how dirty and how nasty these vacuums are. Now, I don't mind a little bit of caking on dust on the vacuum itself, but a moldy bag and a shop brush roll, come on, people. So, and all you other vacuum savers and collectors out there, I'm sure you don't run your vacuums completely full of dirt and everything on YouTube. So, and I'm sure you understand the pain and frustration of having to clean that out before you can actually showcase them. I'm right there with you. So, let's shut this guy off one more time. Plug this one in in just 1 second, folks. Gotta make sure that this guy is off and that he won't be loud too soon. And I gotta warn you, ladies and gentlemen, this one is bad. But I'm doing the best that I can. But you know what? He's still worth a run because he runs like a charm now. So, a little bit of tender loving care. Never killed a vacuum, it just helped it. Alright. So I'm going to give you a test fire and show you what I mean with this one. So, here's a little test fire in 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. That's from sitting out in the weather before I got it. And these motors are very difficult to clean and access. But you know what? He is so worth a run. So you know what? Let's give him one. Here we go with the Hoover convertible in 3, 2, 1. There we have that one, and look, it just did just as good as the runabout did. So let me know in the comments section, folks, which one of these vacuums do you think did better? Was it the convertible or was it the runabout? We'll see. Now, you might be giving credit to the runabout for the better motor, yes, but I swear this thing was stored outside before, because a vacuum motor shouldn't be doing that at all. So, but you know what? We still restored it back to its normal piece, and it actually doesn't sound that bad compared to when I got it. So I'm patting myself on the back a little bit. And yeah, it's been a great video, and I think that all people should maintain their vacuums properly and stuff, and they will last for pretty much ever. So, and I know that my fellow YouTubers agree with that statement. And I apologize that it's been such a long time since I've been doing a vacuum video, but I am a volunteer firefighter and my deceased owners as well. So I've been a little bit busy with meetings, fire calls, fundraising events, whatnot. So, excuse me, let's give you a quick little overview. So, my final thoughts on these vacuums are they are really, really, really nice, and as you guys see, they did really good on the carpet here, and these were completely trash when I got them, so they did really, really, really well for what they could, and this has been Luke the Vacuum Saver, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I love you all, and I'll catch you next time.